Hi there, it's April, and this month we are going to do a deep dive on spring cleaning because obviously it's that time of year, but it can be really hard to work out where to start, how to fit it in to your super busy life, and how to keep the motivation. So let's get into it. So, of course, we talk about spring cleaning as something that we might want to do in the spring, which is true. But there are other times when you might want to give the house a full on reset. For example, when you feel like you've left the fog of the postpartum period behind and suddenly the house is just giving you the major ick. My postpartum fog is probably still ongoing, but I honestly didn't feel ready to tackle a house reset until around a year postpartum. I had two Velcro babies, so this just wasn't a priority. There's a lot to be said for the impact that a clean and sorted house can have on your mental well-being. So, especially for those of you who have or are experiencing postpartum anxiety or depression, then this can be a brilliant part of your healing. I think for many of us, spring cleaning brings up some Mary Poppins esque images where the whole house is just blitzed from top to bottom in one fell swoop. But unless you have a day's childcare and a lot of energy after a bad night's sleep getting up for the kids every hour, then this probably isn't feasible. It certainly isn't for me. And I think it's really important for us as mums to remember that your house can be clean, but that doesn't mean all of it has to be clean at the same time. If you do clean your whole house at once, how long is it clean for anyway before the kids get stuck in and turn it upside down again? So instead, break everything up into smaller chunks and break them down again and again until you have tiny, manageable micro tasks that you can achieve in about 5 minutes. And then when you have the time, tick them off as and when you get a chance. It might take weeks using this method, but at least it's being achieved, and the tasks are so quick and tiny that it's easier to find the motivation to do them, maybe even with the help of the kids if you're feeling up for it. So think about all of the jobs in your home that you'd like to get done to give it a proper clean and sort. How's it going to be best to break it all down? Well, this will depend on a few things. It might be broken down differently if you have a flat or a townhouse, one bedroom or five bedrooms, if you have a garage, a garden, how many people live in your house, and so many other things. Next is your personality and also your physical health, as well as the time you have available in your life to dedicate to it. Some of you might be stay at home mums with school age kids and a personality type that says, just get it done. In which case, you might want to spend a few hours a day for 1 week cracking on with it while the kids are at school. Or you might be a first time mum of a newborn with a Velcro baby that won't be put down, and you need to break it up into 5 minute tasks that you can do with a baby in the sling and spend a whole month chipping away at it. Whatever works for you, your family, and your life. Either way, just remember, at the end of the day, it's just cleaning, and your main priority should always be your health and your family. So don't get too stressed out. If it's too much right now and it feels too stressful, then maybe it's just not the right time for you to be dedicating yourself to it, even if you know it will make you feel less overwhelmed in the long run. It's okay to just park it and come back to it when you're ready. You have to be ready, otherwise, it will just feel too much like a chore. So, where to start? You can map this all out however you want to. Starting from the top of your house and working your way down is fine, or starting with the worst room, the one that stresses you out the most, or just the places you spend the most time in. Just have a think about starting in the place that will give you the most motivation to keep going as you feel the benefit of it all. Working to your personality. This is a big one for me. That's working to the strengths of your personality. I wish I was the kind of person that could just set a timer and do a big mega clean and get it all done, but I'm just not that personality type. And if I don't get enough child free time and I'd be rushing to get loads done and then they'd be slowing me down and I'd feel cross. So for me, it's easier to just do it little and often. And the smaller tasks mean that I can get the kids involved too. And we make an activity out of it. And it takes much longer, but it's a nice activity most of the time. I also tend to work by room and by theme. So I might focus on the kitchen for a while and theme the smaller tasks. For example, today I'm going to sort out anything that might be used to do cooking with. I like this because I'm looking at all of the cooking things at the same time, which means I have a full handle on how much I actually have. So, time is the big one, as we all know. None of us have a lot of it, and that's why we're here. As you'll probably know by now, the lazy mum approach is to tackle things little and often. I find this is better for my motivation, and it means the kids can get involved because I've not put pressure on myself to get loads achieved in one go. Also, I'd find it so hard if I'd spent hours cleaning and organising the kitchen, only for the kids to come home and trash it in 5 minutes. It's less upsetting to sort through the utensils drawer for a few minutes and then the kids to empty it to play with the wooden spoons an hour later. For some reason, that just feels less stressful. But if you are the sort of person that has the time and the motivation to just crack on and smash it out, then you go, girl. I salute you. Common pitfalls. The biggest mistake is biting off more than you can chew, emptying your whole wardrobe out, getting stuck under decision fatigue, and then running out of time or energy. And now you have a massive mess in your bedroom. If you decide you want to tackle your whole wardrobe, then by all means, but just take it out section by section. It's all about restraint. The other issue that crops up is the fallout from not making a plan. It's great to say, this week I'm going to tackle the kitchen. Here are a list of 30 micro tasks that I'll need to do to get this done. But when are you going to get it done? You've only done half of the planning process. But don't worry, we're going to get into that next. So, making the plan. You've split everything up into your micro tasks and you know what you need to do. Next, you need to look at your calendar for the week ahead and decide how much time you have each day to spend on this. Some days might be more than others, and that is fine. Every day, just try to spend that amount of time ticking off micro tasks from your list. Don't set a target of how many you want to do each day because things often end up taking longer than we think. Just set the timer and go. Work as quickly or as casually as you like. Keep going until your list is complete. If this takes longer than your anticipated week, then who cares? Carry those remaining tasks over into next week and don't worry about it. You're doing great. So think about when you might be able to set time aside to do this. It's worth having a little think about when you feel the most motivated to do these things. Are you a morning person, or do you get a second wind at 8 o'clock at night and feel the need to get things right again? Plan these things in based on your personality. Write them in your calendar to make it a date, and don't forget to tell your partner or other adults that are in your home or life that might be able to help look after the kids, or even just to keep you accountable. So, what happens if you miss a day, or a few days, or a few weeks or longer? It doesn't matter. It's really no big deal. When you're feeling ready again, either start back from the beginning or pick up where you left off. It might be worth reevaluating your plan though to see why you struggled in the first place. Hint, it's not because you're a bad person or a bad mum. Maybe you chose the wrong time of day. Maybe you bit off more than you could chew. Maybe you just had one of those weeks when nothing went to plan, the kids were sick, and everything else. Maybe your plan wasn't the issue after all. Either way, just reconsider the plan and go from there. And that's it for April. I hope that helps to take some of the stress out of spring cleaning. I know it's a daunting thought, but it doesn't have to be wildly difficult. And don't forget, if you don't want to have a spring clean, then you don't have to. You do you. It's all good. Go make yourself a cuppa. Next month, we'll look at how to fit in some exercise and the motivation to have healthy food. And this is something I have struggled so much with, but I've developed some good tactics and I'll share those with you next month. As always, thank you so much for being here. And if we aren't already friends on Instagram, then you can find me over there at the Lazy Mum Club. So let's connect. Thanks, and I'll be back next month.